what the party has said is there must be a public vote, and we said we'd either put down an amendment ourselves or support an amendment, and that needs to be between a credible leave option and remain. When we spelt this out in a front bench amendment about 8 weeks ago, we said what we mean by that is a deal or proposition that's got the confidence of Parliament. So if a deal goes through, if the Prime Minister's deal, if she tries it a third time, goes through, it ought to be subject to a lock a lock or a check, which is it's got to be confirmed by the public. And I think, given the position we're in, that's the least that we now would expect.
So under all circumstances, whether it's a Labour deal or the Prime Minister's deal or some other deal, it must go back to a referendum.
Well, the only deal there is on the table at the moment is the Prime Minister's deal. We may get to another deal, but it's still going to be put through by this Prime Minister unless we're in extraordinary times. And so the proposition, as it were, that any deal that this Prime Minister is going to get through Parliament ought to be subject to a public vote is one that we support. And that's why we said we'll either lay our own amendment or we'll support an amendment to that end.
There will be another referendum on Europe under Labour. Yes or no?
Well, that's what we've said. We're supporting a public vote. I mean, the position we're in at the moment, we're in opposition. So we're saying that...
for any deal?
Well, we'll see what emerges from the process. But it's got to be a deal, Andrew, that the EU say they're prepared to sign up to. It's got to be something that has got through in Parliament. And at the moment, that means it's going to be a deal that this Prime Minister is getting through. And that's likely to be a damaging deal.
Can you guarantee that there will be another referendum on a deal if Labour come into power?
Well, that's a question, Andrew, for the manifesto.
No, is the short answer in that case.
No. It's a question for the manifesto. And every time you ask about the manifesto, I say we're working through it. But let me be as clear as I can. We had a manifesto commitment last time in 2017 setting out the sort of deal we'd negotiate. We then supplemented that by our conference policy that said that, in the event of an impasse, we'd have a public vote. Okay. I would expect our manifesto to build on those commitments, both in relation to the type of deal and a public vote.